Okay, we found a few issues so far. Now we're encountering our next issue here. And I already know that I can ping the gateway. I already know I can ping the switches. I can ping demo pi now. In my last video, I hinted towards this, but I can't ping towards demo pi 2 right now. So there's something wrong with demo pi 2. And I can do the same thing where I look at the interface and see what's going on with the interface. So I'm going to do show IP interface brief and scroll down. I can see that the port 21 is up, port 22 is up, and port 23 is up. So all three interfaces are up, and I know that I can ping the demo pi one, which is on 21, and I know I can ping the 23, which is on port 23, so I can ping those two. So something's wrong with this device. I'm suspecting that it's something wrong on the demo pi. So we can take a look at the demo pi 2 and see what's going on. So I jumped on the demo pi 2 and let's see what's going on with it. The first thing I always like to do is type in ifconfig. And I'm going to take a look at the Ethernet interface. So I'll scroll up and it's 10.1.0.22. So that's interesting. That looks correct to me. So let's see what I can ping, if I can ping anything on this. So I'm going to ping 10.1.0.1 and see what happens when I ping 10.1.0.1. That's interesting. I can't ping that. So I'm going to end this, and then I'm going to ping, how about if I ping .21? Let's just give that a try. Well, that's interesting. I can ping .21. Let's try 23. And I can ping that as well. So let's take a look at the diagram and see what could be going on here. I've got my network diagram here, and I know that my demo laptop can ping most of the devices on this network. It's not having any issues. The demo pi can ping the demo pi 1 and demo pi 3, but it can't ping other devices on the network. And we know that demo pi 1 and demo pi 3 have connectivity to other devices on the network. So one thing that kind of jumps into my mind is that, well, possibly demo pi only connects to certain things that are directly connected to that same switch, which there are some mechanisms that possibly could filter or allow that type of restraints on it, but we haven't gotten that far into the course yet. And so that is not what the issue is. So when I go back, let's jump back onto the demo pi 2 and I'll show you what's going on. So I'm on the demo pi 2 and I know I can connect to a couple devices, demo pi 1 and demo pi 3, but I can't connect to other devices on the network. So let's go back and take a look at that ifconfig and see what the ifconfig output tells us. So with the ifconfig, I'm going to scroll up, and we took a look at the IP address, and we already determined the IP address is right, but the network mask is wrong. The network mask is 255.255.255.240 is what it's set here, when it should be 255.255.255.0. So what that does is it narrows the scope of network that this one device is on. And so now demo pi 1 and demo pi 3 are considered to be on the same network as this device right here. But all these switches and the router and the demo laptop, those are actually outside of the network from the standpoint of this computer, and it doesn't see that. And so even the default gateway is outside the scope of what this network is set up for. So that is the reason. So the network, getting the network mask is important because it could either narrow down too specific of what your network is and you won't have connectivity to other devices on the network, or it could be too broad and that can have a similar effect where it can't connect to certain devices. And so we do need to make sure we get the network mask correct. So let's go ahead and edit that. I'm going to do that by jumping into, I have to use the super user, and we're going to use nano to edit it, and we're going to go into etc/dhcpcd.conf, and in this file, I'll scroll down till we find the Ethernet connection, which is right here, and I have on here a /28. And it should be a /24. So I'm going to save this now. I'll hit Control X to exit. Do I want to save it? Yes, I do. And I want to save it to that file. And now let's see if I can ping. I already could ping these two devices before. Let's try pinging the default gateway and see what happens if we can ping the default gateway. All right, I had to do a reboot on the machine for the changes to take effect, but now I can type in ifconfig and make sure that the changes have taken effect. And I see now the mask on this is 255.255.255.0. So I am going to ping 10.1.0.1 and hit enter. And see if we get a ping back from that. I do in fact get a ping back. And then let's jump over onto the demo laptop and see if I've got connectivity to this device. Okay, I'm on my demo laptop and I'm going to ping .22 here. That device is up and running. So I have figured out what the second issue or this issue was. I figured out that it was the network mask. So I want to though take a little closer look at this and explain what's happening. This demo laptop knew how to get to demo Pi 2. And so it sent the ping out and the ping reached all the way to the demo Pi. There's nothing that would have stopped this ping from reaching the demo Pi. But what happened is the demo Pi then forms a response back, a reply back to this ping request, and then it doesn't know how to send it back because it doesn't have a default gateway on its configured on the device that's on the same network that this device is at. So we actually had one-way traffic. It was going from the demo laptop all the way to the demo Pi, but then it was not able to return back to the demo laptop, which I find is actually pretty fascinating. So that's the importance of making sure that your network connections are correct on there to include your network mask.